I wanted to make this video long time ago, but some problems happened and I'm making it now. JRPG games are the same RPG titles as the familiar but Japanese-styled name. Let's start by naming this style to get to know it more deeply. Until we don't know one thing, we can't get much of a connection with it. The naming of this genre, in the opinion of many Japanese gamers and Oriental analysts, is itself an insult to these games. Japanese role-playing is the Japanese role-playing style, and that's the case. In their opinion, these games are RPGs, and there is no reason to differentiate with the country name at the beginning. To be honest, this idea is both right and wrong. On the other hand, any country that makes a game with its own culture and a style comes and its name is mentioned in the style at the beginning. It's like saying that Atomic Heart, where Russian culture is advertised as a propaganda game, is an RFPS, Russian first-person shooter. And on the other hand, these games are so different from Western role-playing that it's not bad to make a distinction between them by such a word. With all this talk, how can you, as a gamer, enter this different, attractive, and underrated style? Which titles are suitable for starting with, and what part of the sea should you choose depending on your favorite mechanisms? To be honest, I didn't like it until 2016 when Persona 5 was released. Not that I didn't like it or didn't play it, but I was looking for some changes in JRPG. Changes that can make me a longtime fan of this style and a little more appealing to new fans. Until Persona 5 was released, and it was followed by my favorite changes and many Eastern RPG fans, now more visible in this category, the JRPG style entry may be described as a multi-story building. Of course, this building has several elevator floors and you have no limits to entry to any floor, but it is best to take the staircase and take the stairs one by one and take this route slowly. If you go to the top floor unexperienced, you may fall head down. Not only will you get nothing, but you will also hate this style and whatever is Japanese and Oriental. But what are the first, second, and so on features that divide them? Think you've never played a shooter before? Does it make sense to go to the complex Arma 3 game without knowing anything about the genre and playing simpler games like Call of Duty? I did it myself as a kid with the second number of the series and ran away for months hearing shooter's name. To enter the style of sports, no one first goes to NBA 2K22 and starts with more popular games like eFootball or easy modes of FIFA. But let's get to the point. Starting this style requires a mental preparation at first. That means you have to say to yourself, I want to start a style of video games that I've never seen before. If I've watched a JRPG game on social media, I'll forget it. This is not going to resemble what I know as a RPG, but why should you forget the fragments you've seen on someone's social media or gameplay? As this style of adventure is one of those games that watch clips or live it, I emphasize that there is no attraction and is merely a waste of time. Let me go further and tell you the truth better. Watching the gameplay of a JRPG game not only doesn't interest you, it makes you skip to it altogether. Because this style is only attractive when you take the controller, look at the details carefully, and immerse yourself in its world. Watching often long conversations and fights, mostly in turns. While we don't know anything about JRPGs, what is the attraction for a new audience? Just as it's not attractive to see a boring puzzle solved or wandering around with the click of a character. I'm not saying that to be a JRPG professional or casual player, you need to see such videos. But even if you go to a store without any study or download any game labeled JRPG to get started, you're doing a much better job of starting than watching gameplay. However, the term JRPG casual player is not very useful. There are so many turn-based or ATB-based campaigns that once you play these games, you'll be professional compared to most of gamers.